allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of reflection. Heavenly Father, we pause with gratitude for the opportunity to serve the people of our community. Thank you for the city's rich in diversity, resilience, and shared purpose. We ask for your guidance as we begin this meeting. Grant us wisdom in our discussions, fairness in our decisions, and humility in our leadership. Help us to listen with open minds, speak with respect, and work together in ways that build trust and strengthen our community. We are especially thankful for our first responders, our law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, and all who step forward when called on. We are grateful for their courage, their sacrifice, and commitment to keeping our community safe. May our work today reflect integrity, unity, and commitment to the well-being of all. Amen.
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 Okay. Next up is approval of the minutes. Were there any changes or corrections that needed to be made?
I didn't see anything. It looked good.
All right. Not minutes stand approved as read. Now is the time for public comment. This is an opportunity for anybody to come up and speak about anything that is not on the agenda. And if you do come up, please state your name and you'll have 5 minutes. Okay.
Ready for item 6A. The governing body is asked to consider and approve a request from Vicki Harshbarger with Mosaic to allow the mayor to proclaim the month of March 2026 as Development Disabilities Awareness Month in the city of Garden City, Kansas.
Vice Mayor, I make the motion to approve the proclamation as presented.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Vicki, I know you are here. Is there something that you would like to say about before we read the proclamation and do a picture?
So thank you so much for the opportunity to come today. Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month during March is an educational effort that amplifies the importance of welcoming people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and other diverse needs in all aspects of community life. That's why belonging matters. Mosaic supports people to direct their own lives in making choices that reflect their personal goals and aspirations so that they can fully participate in our community in the way that they choose. That's why Mosaic depends on current and seeking potential community partners such as businesses, churches, charities, civic organizations, and others to employ the people we serve, involve them in worship, offer volunteer and group recreational opportunities for them, and more. These partnerships do and will make real positive impacts on the people's lives we support and the community as a whole. Social welcoming of diverse people creates a harmonious, vibrant society where everyone's participation and contribution matters and is respected. Thank you, Mayor, for proclaiming March as National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month and puts a spotlight on the wonderful group of people we are called to love and serve, like Deidre right here.
Welcome.
Right. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki.
All right.
Thank you, Deidre.
I will.
Would you all like to take a picture or read the proclamation?
I'll read the proclamation and then we can do that. So whereas the month of March 2026 has been designated as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in order to celebrate and recognize people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and whereas disability is a natural part of the human experience and in no way diminishes the right of people with disabilities to be equally involved and respected in all facets of life, to make choices, contribute to society, and experience in full the many blessings of American society. And whereas family members, friends, and the community at large all play a role in supporting people with disabilities as they pursue their dreams, and whereas the goals of this city properly include people with disabilities, that people with disabilities realize full access to housing, employment, and the recreational activities in which help them lead fulfilling and meaningful lives on their own terms. Now, therefore, on behalf of Tam Nguyen, Mayor of the City of Garden City, I do hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in the city of Garden City and call upon the citizens of Garden City to observe the month with appropriate programs and activities. Furthermore, I encourage the citizens of Garden City to seek information from those organizations with expertise in matters concerning developmental disabilities. Signed and sealed this third day of March 2026. And we'll go ahead and do a picture.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Ready for item 7A. It and item 7B are both a staff report. If you have any questions over those, we'd be happy to stand for the questions.
Just congratulations to the airport on the record number of employments for this last year, which is really awesome. And then the sales tax report, which was about 3.5% higher than last year, so looking good.
Okay.
On 7B, was that a record monthly?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Typically would be. That's the high watermark month for us, and if it was bigger than last year's, yeah, it would be a record month for us. 7C is the required communications from Cox as part of their franchise agreement, changing the lineup on basic cable. Meetings of note, they're in front of you. If any of those require RSVPs, please do so through the city clerk's office. We'll call to your attention that at the next meeting, there will be an action item to adjust the time and date of at least one meeting. There's a meeting in April where the mayor and vice mayor, in addition to city staff, will be in our annual Western Kansas congressional delegation trip. And so you'll have a couple options before you to move that meeting to either the following Tuesday at the normal time or the Thursday immediately following. You give some thought to that. I do know that the mayor had indicated he had planned on being out of town for the balance of that week. And so the following Tuesday was his preference, but you all might look at your calendars and see what works for you, and we can hash that out at the next commission meeting. And for your situational awareness, the second meeting in September presents the same problem, not necessarily for the commission, but for the city manager's office. Our International City Managers Association meeting is that week, and will have us out through Wednesday. And so we'll offer the same two options, and hopefully giving those options for both of those dates gives the commission an out to have a meeting where all of you can attend and you can have full complement of staff available to you. With that, we're ready for the appropriation ordinance, and the appropriate motion would be to approve 9A, appropriation ordinance number 2606-2026A.
I make a motion for appropriation ordinance 2606 through 2026A.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
There's no ordinances and resolution or old business. The next agenda item is under new business, section 12. Item A, the governing body is asked to consider the Garden City Electric Department to be the electric service provider for the property annexed into the boundaries of the City of Garden City by ordinance number 3042-2026.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. On January 20, 2026, the governing body annexed real property into the city boundaries with ordinance number 3042-2026, commonly referred to as the Snyder property. This property was annexed into city was within the certified territory of a retail electric supplier, specifically Wheeling Electric Cooperative, Inc., pursuant to KSA 66-1, 176. The city has the obligation to negotiate for the issuance of a franchise agreement pursuant to KSA 12-2001 with Wheeling Electric, since Wheeling Electric is a retail electric supplier holding a certificate within the annexed area. On February 5th, 2026, Mr. Jim McVeigh, Assistant General Manager and General Counsel to Wheeling Electric, notified the city via an email to Jose Chan, Director of Electrical Operations, that Wheeling Electric will not be requesting a franchise agreement to serve the property annexed into the city by ordinance number 3042-2026. Also pursuant to KSA 66-1, 176, the city is obligated to pay Wheeling Electric for the expense of the retirement of Wheeling Electric facilities on the property and two times the previous 12 months annual revenue. There are no existing electrical services being served by Wheeling Electric, therefore the city is not required to compensate Wheeling Electric for no services currently being provided. KSA 66-1, 176 requires that the governing body to consider at a minimum of 11 factors when making the selection of the electric service provider. These factors are, but not limited to, the following. A, the public convenience and necessity. B, rates of various suppliers. C, desire of the customer or customers to be served. D, economic impact on the supplier. E, economic impact on the customers of the supplier. F, the supplier's operational ability to serve the annexed area. G, avoiding the wasteful duplication of facilities. H, avoiding unnecessary encumbrance on the landscape. I, preventing the waste of materials and natural resources. J, proposals from any retail electric suppliers holding a certificate in the annexed area. Or K, whether the selection is in the public interest as it relates to all factors considered by the city. The city electric department is presenting the 11 factors to the governing body for consideration, and their comments regarding the 11 factors are followed. Now, for the interest of time, I'm not going to read the 11 factors unless the commission would like me to.
You're good.
You're good.
Okay.
We read them.
Yeah.
Now, the alternatives that are presented in front of you are, 1, the governing body may further discuss the 11 factors and consider the finding of the facts in conclusion about selecting a retail supplier at a subsequent meeting. Or 2, the governing body may choose to ask for additional information for consideration to make the selection of the electric service provider. Recommendation, staff recommends the governing body further discuss the 11 factors and consider finding of the facts and conclusions about selecting a retail electric supplier at a subsequent meeting. Fiscal note, if the Garden City Electric Department or other provider is selected to serve the property pursuant to KSA 661, 176, 8.5% of the gross electrical energy sales revenue obtained from the new customers from the property will be paid to Wheeling Electric on an annual basis for a period of 10 years. And after the 10 years, the payment to Wheeling Electric will automatically stop. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I make a motion, we approve the further discussion of the 11 factors and consider the finding of the facts and conclusions about selecting a retail supplier at the subsequent meetings.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Item 12B, the governing body is asked to consider and approve the distribution of art grant funds as recommended by the Art Grant Committee. Danielle.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor and Commissioners. The Art Grant Program was developed in 2012 as a formal process by which arts programs can be requested, can request funding from the city. The City Commission allocated $6,900 from the social funding line item to fund the Art Grant Program for fiscal year 2026. The city received 5 applications requesting a total of $15,604. The Art Grant Committee met on February 27th, 2026, and recommends awarding $6,900 to 4 applicants as outlined below. The board also recommended moving Clemencia Zermano's application to the AFAC process as the subject matter of the proposed mural is related to drug and alcohol abuse prevention. Each of those applications is attached in your agenda packet. And there are 3 alternatives before you. 1, the governing body may approve the Art Grant Committee's recommendation to award $6,900 to a total of 4 applicants. 2, the governing body may alter the Art Grant Committee's recommendation. And 3, the governing body may provide alternative direction. The Art Grant Committee recommends the governing body approve the recommendation to award $6,900 to 4 applicants. Fiscal note related to this item is this is a budgeted item in your approved budget. It would be paid for from the social funding line item in the general fund. That budget includes the funding both for this and the community grant program that you awarded at your last meeting. If this is approved in full today, that will be the full allocation of the dollars that have been set aside for both of those programs. Happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Questions?
So we are moving Clemencia's request to the AFAC.
Correct. Yep.
And
that will go to the staff portion of, so AFAC is split into 2 separate processes, one reviewed by staff, the other one reviewed by the United Way Subcommittee.
Okay.
So that will go to the staff process.
so potentially she would be able to possibly get some funds. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the Art Grant Committee's recommendation as presented to award $6,900 to the total to the 4 applicants as presented.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 12C, the governing body is asked to consider and approve the recommendation to the United States Department of Transportation to accept the proposal from SkyWest Airlines under the American Airlines Code Share Agreement to provide essential air service at Garden City Regional Airport. Rochelle.
Good afternoon. So our air service at the airport is provided through the Essential Air Service Program funded by the United States Department of Transportation. Every 2 years, they go out for requests for proposals from airlines, and airlines submit interest in serving our community. We received 1 proposal from SkyWest Airlines on behalf of American Airlines to provide service for up to the next 4 years. However, staff is recommending the 2-year term that we typically go off of on usual EAS contracts. With that, just for situational awareness, currently our air service is provided by American Airlines, but they have the ability to have providers such as Envoy, American Eagle, and SkyWest come in and provide that service. So currently, right now, serving our community is SkyWest Airlines. So going forward, the community, our passengers won't see any difference. Starting August 1st, it'll be a smooth transition. It's still American Airlines branding. You'll still have all the code shares, all the interline agreements with back transfers. Just SkyWest is able to provide the service for a little bit more affordable. So currently our EAS contract is for $5.8 million. And going forward, year 1 for SkyWest is $4.7 million, and year 2 is $4.9 million. The aircraft that they will be providing air service for is a 65-seat regional jet. And then they also have the flexibility to bring in a 76 regional jet in the case of increased passenger loads. There is no cost to the city as the U.S. Department of Transportation funds the Essential Air Service Program.
Any questions?
I make a motion that we approve the recommendation to the United States Department of Transportation to accept the proposal from SkyWest Airlines under the American Airlines co-share agreement to provide essential air service at the Garden City Regional Airport.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Rochelle.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Congratulations, by the way, on
Yeah.
the employments.
Yes.
Item 12D, the governing body is asked to consider and approve a task order from Wilson and Company for $69,826 for design work at the Spruce Street Pond located at 3111 East Spruce Street. Mike.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor and Commissioners. The governing body on February 17th, 2026 approved the purchase of that property, 1.79 acres, located at 3111 East Spruce Street. This property was purchased for the purpose of being utilized as a stormwater detention pond to retain stormwater after significant rain events. The existing stormwater system in the area of Cole Circle, located in the Wilson subdivision, becomes overwhelmed during larger rain events. This task order from Wilson and Company is for the design of the new stormwater piping, open ditch, and the work associated with the detention pond improvements. The level of effort anticipated in this project is included in the man-hour estimate that was provided by Wilson. Design, development, and bidding will provide a baseline project structure. If city forces complete some of the improvements, then these items would be excluded from the bidding documents requirements through coordination with city staff. Involvement in construction administration may vary depending upon the work breakdown structure for the project and will be coordinated also with city staff for appropriate involvement during construction. The engineer's estimated construction cost is $728,000, but could be less if city staff completes some of the work required. If approved today, the design for the project will be completed by June 1st of 2026. The actual construction will not occur until after the bidding of the project and with approval of the governing body at a later date. And if it was approved at some other time, it wouldn't be completed until December of 26. So alternatives today, the governing body may approve the task order with Wilson and Company for $69,826, or the governing body may not approve this task order with Wilson. Staff recommends that the governing body approve the task order with Wilson and Company in the amount of $69,826. The fiscal note, this project has been on the radar for a long time, to be completed for several years. Though the timing of the acquisition of the property was up in the air until recently, it was not budgeted in the 2026 stormwater budget. So the funding, if approved today, will come from the contracted contractors drainage fund, which there's the GL account number. The 2026 budget includes $86,000 in this account, which was anticipated to be used for other various repairs and rehabilitations to the stormwater system. The drainage fund had a cash balance of $1,100,777.03 as of December 31st of 2025. The cost of the design of the detention pond would be included in the 2026 revised budget and would draw down the anticipated cash balance of the fund. Based upon the adopted 2026 budget, the cash balance of the fund at December 31, 2026 is anticipated to be $1,171,977.03. Therefore, staff believes there is sufficient funding available at this time for the cost of the design. Upon completion of the design, if the city moves forward with the cost for the construction of the pond, it's anticipated that the cost would also come from this drainage fund. Based upon the preliminary estimations of costs, even if the city sees a reduction in the total cost by utilizing city staff for some of the work, the project would still come would be a significant drawdown in the drainage fund balance and will limit the scope of other repairs to storm drains that have been anticipated to be completed in the coming years. And with all of that, I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have on this.
So is that going to, with us approving this, I mean, you stated that there are some repairs that are needed. Is that going to get delayed? Are there major repairs that we're looking at, or are we going to delay these repairs? I probably have to delay them in some manner, but I'm just concerned that if we keep delaying something major is going to break and it's going to come back and be a bigger bill for us later is the thing.
We don't have any major projects.
Okay.
That's going to be delayed out in the years 2 or 3 after this, assuming that you would approve construction of this.
Okay.
This is probably one of the more critical drainage areas that we have in the system. That's why we're bringing that forward now.
Yeah, I know this has been very important to us trying to get this put together. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
So we will use city staff for some of the work to help reduce the cost. Is that what I'm understanding? Where it's available or possible, correct?
Yes, Commissioner, we're looking at that. An option right now is that the city staff would be able to do a big part of the excavation of that pond and disposing of the materials that come out of there, and that would reduce the overall construction cost.
Okay.
And for clarity's sake, this is just the design work at this point, the 70,000, and so
Correct.
it'll be a future agenda item well over the threshold of the city manager's approval to bring the construction to you. So you'll get another glimpse of this with the big sticker price tag. But as Mike mentioned, this neighborhood's been patiently waiting for 6 or 7 years for progress in this area. And while the system that's getting relieved isn't a city system, we do believe we have the best, most adjacent, most logical opportunity to provide relief, recognizing that relief. And as Mike had mentioned, in 2019, we thought we had a negotiated deal where not only would we acquire the land, but we'd get some of the dirt work. Well, that exploded in a lawsuit and a subsequent bankruptcy case. Thought we had that part worked out after about 5 or 6 years of negotiation and trying to break it out of a really complicated, again, lawsuit and bankruptcy case. But then the most recent snag was a disagreement which showed itself on 2 pieces of property, this one and another one, all related to the same case, but had the same characteristic where the plat, the subdivision of the property that the city was acquiring hadn't been and wouldn't be until after the purchase kind of fully executed. And so that became a point of consternation with county legal staff, and it took an extended period of time and ultimately a declaration by the bankruptcy court to push the other property through. And once the other property got pushed through, this one followed suit. So we had hoped to have these improvements done long ago, and certainly before this spring, when another round of predicted rains would hit. I don't think the timeline's going to allow for that, but we're going to do everything in our power to get that project done as quickly as possible.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I move to approve the task order from Wilson & Company for $69,826.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 12E, the governing body is asked to provide direction regarding retail sales for cereal, malt beverage, and liquor on Sunday within the city of Garden City.
Good
Danielle?
afternoon again, Vice Mayor and Commissioners. Kansas statute.
Oh,
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, I have a different agenda. Yes, please note that Commissioner Canales Lozano is going to recuse herself. Sorry about that, thanks.
Apologies, I jumped in too quickly. Kansas statutes dictate that CMB cannot be sold on Easter, and liquor cannot be sold on Easter, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. Currently, the City of Garden City also prohibits sales of cereal malt beverage and liquor on Sunday. One of the City Commission's stated goals for 2025/2026 is related to expanding retail sales for CMB and liquor to include Sunday within the City of Garden City. At the December 16th, 2025 City Commission pre-meeting, the governing body directed staff to reach out to existing retail CMB and liquor license holders, as well as chamber members, to gauge interest in allowing Sunday CMB and liquor sales. The full survey results are attached. A total of 11 survey results were received from current license holders, and 55% were in support of allowing Sunday CMB and liquor sales. The city currently has 11 retail liquor stores license holders and 31 CMB license holders. A total of 242 surveys were received from chamber members, and 76% were in support of allowing Sunday CMB and liquor sales. And again, full survey results for both of those are attached in the agenda packet. There are 3 alternatives before you. 1, the governing body may direct staff to prepare an ordinance allowing retail sales for cereal malt beverage and liquor on Sunday within the City of Garden City. Or 2, the governing body may direct staff not to prepare an ordinance allowing retail sales for cereal malt beverage and liquor on Sunday within the City of Garden City, or the governing body can provide alternative direction. Staff has no recommendation, and there is no fiscal impact. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
I do have correspondence from Mayor Nguyen. Vice Mayor, is now appropriate time to read that?
Yep.
Again, this is from Mayor Tom Nguyen. Commissioners, I apologize for my absence regarding item 12E, the proposal to expand alcohol sales to Sundays. I would like to share my thoughts. At last year's goal-setting retreat, I supported exploring expanded alcohol sales with the intent of capturing additional sales revenue for the city. After reviewing the survey results from the chamber and from CMB license holders, I tend to give greater weight to the feedback from CMB licenses as they are the distributors. I do recognize the overall support of chamber members in support of expanding sales. At the same time, I recognize that there is substantial research indicating negative public safety impacts associated with expanded alcohol sales. Although there is economic benefit, I feel public safety considerations must also be carefully evaluated and stand as a high priority. Additionally, I also see implications on local restaurants and smaller liquor stores. At this point, I am hesitant to move forward without more complete information. Before making a decision, it would help to have the following information: a projected estimate of additional sales tax revenue associated specifically with Sunday alcohol sales, comparative crime statistics for similar communities, particularly Dodge City and Great Bend, with attention to any data available regarding Sunday alcohol sales and related public safety impacts. This information would allow me to make a more confident and informed decision. Ultimately, I will support the direction of that the Commission believes is best for the community. Tom Nguyen, Mayor, Garden City.
Okay, thank you. And we do have somebody in the audience who would like to speak on this issue as well.
Good afternoon, Commission. I'm Callie Dyer. I'm the Executive Director for Liberal County, the Community Health Coalition, and I'll try to get this out before my voice goes. As a community-based prevention organization, my responsibility is look beyond the convenience and consider long-term community health outcomes, especially for youth and families, and having the availability, the increased availability of alcohol also increases the risk. And I did send each of you individually documentation and some resources that you could go look at. I would just like for you to think about the impact on families. The increased alcohol use does increase domestic violence, child neglect, impaired supervision, and DUI-related cases. I would just like for you all to consider the full community health impact, and especially on youth and vulnerable families, before expanding alcohol availability. Prevention is not about restriction or restrictions for restriction's sake. It's about creating the environments where children can grow up safe, stable, and substance-free. Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Questions, comments?
I know it was a commission goal. I mean, I just, for me personally, in my past experience, I've had an issue with I'll just put it bluntly, I got hit by a drunk driver on a Sunday afternoon. The individual had been drinking since 10 o'clock that morning, so I have kind of a personal preference against something like this. Also, kind of, Sunday being a holy day, I just, want to try to keep it holy and not sell alcohol. That's kind of my personal preference of voting. I would vote against this for my sake.
Commissioner Landgraf, anything?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. I know the only thing I would add is, I know on one hand, I think, well, should we be dictating when people can be open or not? And so that's on one side. But then on the other side, I feel like as a community, I don't see the need for additional sales on a Sunday, simply because other communities do it. And so I kind of, and also looking at what the current license holders said, I'm not surprised that it was 50-50. And then from the community's perspective, but there are options for them to be able to purchase, days being open, things like that. And so I tend to side with the business owners on this as well, with half of them indicating that it would be detrimental to their businesses and to the people who work for them to not have that day off. And so, agreed, I also would not support having you prepare an ordinance to change that. Okay.
On that, Vice Mayor, go ahead. You were going to say something else?
No, go ahead. No, nothing of significance.
Okay. I make the motion then to direct staff not to prepare an ordinance allowing the retail sales for cereal malt beverage and liquor on Sunday within the city of Garden City.
I'll second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. 12F. of the
Let's wait for Commissioner.
we have Karen.
All right, 12F. The governing body is asked to consider and approve the purchase agreement for a 2025 solid waste front-load collection truck from Premier Sales and Rental, Inc. for $364,400.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor and Commissioners. So back in November of 2023, the governing body approved a 13-month lease agreement with Premier Truck Sales and Rental Incorporated for a front-load collection truck. The action was necessary due to the significant mechanical failures of two of the front-load trucks, which served as the primary and the backup vehicles for more than 1,010 different commercial customers. Both vehicles experienced major breakdowns that required extensive repairs, affecting service reliability. Following the expiration of the 13-month lease, the city continued renting the truck at a monthly cost of $8,600 per month, as one of the two trucks was auctioned off as it was deemed the repairs were exceeded beyond keeping that vehicle. In early of 2025, a new model truck was delivered by Premier Truck Sales and Rental Incorporated as per the lease agreement, and the city has continued to rent that each month to maintain uninterrupted services. Sorry. Staff has anticipated purchasing a new front-load truck this year, and Premier Truck Sales and Rental Incorporated has offered $30,100 rental credit towards the purchase of the current truck, along with an additional $5,000 customer discount, resulting in a total discount of $35,100 off the original $399,500 to purchase the existing truck. If a new truck were to be purchased, the cost would be upwards of $440,000 with a 20-plus week lead time. And the life expectancy of this truck here that we're requesting to purchase is approximately 9 to 10 years, at which point we would plan to replace it. And additionally, staff would plan to replace the backup truck that we have in 2028. If approved today, the city would retain the truck that is currently operating, which is a 2025 model with 19,160 miles on it and 1,957 hours. And I will add, this is kind of a different process with purchasing a lease rent vehicle that is used. However, it's not a new time that we've ever, we've purchased used vehicles before. And additionally, staff did go out and get 2 different prices on trucks with similar specifications, year, make, and model, and this still deemed to be the best option. The 2 alternatives before you today is the governing body may approve the purchase agreement with Premier Truck Sales and Rental Incorporated for $364,400, or 2, the governing body may not approve the purchase agreement and redirect staff. Staff does recommend the governing body approve the purchase agreement through Premier Rental and Truck Incorporated in the amount of $364,400. The fiscal note on this is the purchase will be provided from the solid waste new equipment vehicle account. That jail there's as well. Included in the 2026 budget was $103,200 for the cost of renting the front load truck, as well as $380,000 for the purchase of a replacement of other solid waste trucks. The city has paid 2 months of rental payments in 2026, totaling $17,200. And if the purchase of this truck is approved, there will be a $101,600 still available in the budget for additional vehicle replacement expenses. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I move to approve the purchase agreement with Premier Truck Sales and Rental Incorporated for the truck at $364,400.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will add that it's the big truck you've probably seen around with the new Premier stickers. Once this is all approved and settled, we'll get those off and city logos on it. So.
Oh, very nice. All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
That concludes the new business items. We have the consent agenda remaining. If no items are desired to be pulled off by the commission, or no one is here to speak on behalf of any of the environmental code nuisance items, the appropriate motion would be to approve consent agenda items 13A through 13G.
I'm just going to, real quick, I don't know that there is anybody here, but I just want to, on the record, say, is there anybody here who would like to speak on any of those items on the nuisance ordinances? Okay. Sorry.
I make a motion for consent agenda items 13A through 13G.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We're ready for the commission reports.
All right, Commissioner, you get to go first today.
All right. I just want to thank all of the first responders who assisted in the all-clear notification of Garden City Community College on February 18th. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's all. All right. Commissioner Cessna.
Again, just want to reiterate, airport set record never enplanements. Great to see that we're really becoming the regional airport of Western Kansas. Also, great sales tax numbers coming in. I think, like we talked earlier, set a record for, I think, for February overall on one of the biggest numbers on the chart there. So great to see that. Again, fly local, shop local. Also want to congratulate Susan Richmeyer and also Commissioner Landgraf on getting into the 2026 Leadership Kansas class. So congratulations. And then noticed in an article and also saw it on social media that US 83 reconstruction is going to get underway from close to the Haskell County line up to Garden City here. And I know it's been noted that, and they were talking about that it was just going to be like a Super 2 highway with passing lanes. I know our commission goals the last number of years has been asking for a divided highway, but I guess baby steps at this point. But nice to see that they are expanding and trying to create safer highways in our area. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Landgraf.
I just want to start by saying it's great being able to do the pre-meeting with the goal-setting retreat. Those goals are incredibly important, and they really shape and set forth the future for Garden City. Also, just want to say thank you to all our first responders who are out during the wildfires. Greatly appreciate all that you do for our community. Also want to say thank you to Finney County, the surrounding communities, state agencies, the local farmers, and the local businesses who helped with the response as well. Wanted to say congrats to the high school girls wrestling team on repeating as 6A state champs. That is remarkable, being able to do it back-to-back years. And also just want to say it was an honor to be selected for the 2026 Leadership Kansas class. Look forward to connecting with other leaders from across the Kansas state to help further develop my skills as a leader as well.
It's exciting. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed the pre-meeting as well. Goal setting is always fun. It's a little scary at the same time as you're coming up with different ideas and thinking and then putting it into sort of terms of what you think and then giving it to the staff. And so now you guys get to help figure out, make sense of our dots. But very well done, and thanks for facilitating that this morning. Last week, I'm on the joint committee for the construction manager at risk committee with if I could speak, it would be helpful, to discuss hiring for the new jail facility. And so those interviews went well, and it was nice to be a part of that. And so now we're just waiting on the next steps. It's in the county's hand. Had an opportunity to attend the Kansas Open Meeting training, a refresher from the League of Kansas Municipalities, and it was a very nice Zoom meeting, very opportunity to ask questions and just kind of get an update since the last time I had done it. I also had a chance yesterday. It was an interesting chance to speak to fifth graders in Holcomb for a DARE graduation, and so that was a lot of fun to be able to talk about leadership and just different aspects of the class. And I don't think I bored them too much, although I did look up at one point and some kid was staring at the ceiling, so I thought I better cut this short. But anyway, it was a great opportunity to do so. Other than that, thank you all very much, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Good meeting. Good day.